Hey Aquarius Pisces, we're going to check out your mid-September energies, see what's going on. We're going to check your Tricoli Oracle first, and just take one card. Oh, that wasn't a very big cut at all. Oh, you have number 2. I guess I should show you. So, something is growing here. It feels like, yes, definitely things are blossoming. Something that you started probably is starting to take fruition here. It could be a partnership because it's a number 2. And so that's really good. You definitely are taking your time and care with something too. Feels like there's a lot of activity, but you're paying attention to one thing more than likely, sorry. So, yeah, it could be that there's a lot of things going on, but you're kind of focusing on just this pair, this 2, this something, most likely a relationship at this point. But it could be a business partnership or something like that, where it's just the 2 of you, something like that. Okay. So let's take a look at tarot. You do have the 3 of Cups, so there is a feeling of celebration here. I want to say that it's a celebration over some kind of possible a third party cheating, something like that. So far it looks positive. And so it feels like if things are really going well with a partner, then there is a need for a celebration. Like maybe even like an engagement party or something like that. And so let's hope this continues to be positive, because it looks really good then. Looks like a lot of abundance and a lot of love. Uh-oh, now we have the 9 of Swords. So someone is feeling left out or alone, or they have a lot of time to contemplate, and it's not going in a positive direction because it feels like it's been so lonely. So that's strange to me, because I felt like it was a really close connection. But now that I look at it again, the 2 does have all those other things around. And remember when I said you were focusing on one thing? So maybe you're focusing on one thing, but that thing is not focusing on you. And that's actually interesting that I say that now, because when you look at it, she's focusing in on this bird, but this bird is totally focused on something else. So then there could be a possible third-party situation going on, because someone is focused on something else and paying a lot of attention to something else and partying with somebody else, and somebody's sitting at home alone, kind of in their thoughts about it, and not positive thoughts. It's getting kind of depressing for them. And there's a lot of waiting and more contemplating, and even possibly some financial troubles now, which could happen if you were in a partnership and somebody's spending time and money somewhere else. Then there isn't enough money for Yeah, it's not necessarily a good feeling. But at the same time, I feel like actually too, this partnership could be so strong. And you want to enjoy yourselves and have a good time and share emotions, but something's keeping you apart or something's keeping you at a distance. Maybe it's a job or somebody's far away at work, which then would mean no third party. So don't always necessarily think it's third party. It could just be both these people are in their head because they're not seeing each other somehow. And they're missing each other and they're wondering about each other. Okay, let's take a look at the next card. You do have the King of Swords, which is someone who's very determined and prepared and ready to make a commitment or a decision or ready to move higher up in some situation, which I feel like is this love situation. So someone is prepared to move to the next step here. So I feel like they're ready to get over this feeling of being in their head about it and stand their ground here. And if someone's not paying attention, they're going to be like, over here. That kind of a feeling. So you do have the Empress as the underlying energy. So I do feel like this is a very powerful connection. I feel like the two and the Empress would be a very similar energy. And now I see there is a possible pregnancy here. And if it's not a pregnancy, it's a new birth of something. So a regeneration of this relationship or something like that. A new start. And it's because these people are very committed to each other, even if they're far away or currently both in their heads about the situation. Alright, we're going to check the cloud deck and see if there's any insight on how you can deal with this. Okay, so your first card is the Return. So interesting because that just came up. So I feel like there's just time, a lot of waiting on one of these or both of these people's sides. Like there has been a lot of waiting, but there will be a return. So if you guys actually had taken some time apart, I feel like it's coming back together. Just don't get back into that Nine of Swords energy after you guys get back together, because it should be a celebration. It should be the Three of Cups. It should be happy and loving. And so I definitely feel like, yeah, if the Nine of Swords is there, it's just because you're waiting for this return. So it's coming. And you do have the glow now. So this looks really good to me because this is kind of the number 2 again to me. It's the same kind of energy. And I feel like with the glow here, you're glowing so much that if this person wasn't focused on you, they can't help but be focused on you now. So if they were away from work, they're going to come back and they're going to be focused on you because you're glowing and you're loving and yeah, it's looking pretty positive. So we do have the Libra here. And so that to me means balance and justice and things coming together the way you hoped or the way they should be or whatnot. So it's just going to take a little bit more time, I feel like. It could be a Libra you're dealing with, of course, but I feel like it could be definitely a few different signs, so I'm not going to say for sure that it's that. And again, the Libra card is the only zodiac sign in the whole deck for the cloud deck, so I can't really take it as a astrological sign per se. It's more of the energy that the Libra gives off, which is balance and fairness and everything working out fairly. So again, it's just going to take a little bit of time. So let's see what's the underlying energy. You do have the shadow here. So with the shadow here in the Empress, I feel like the first thing would be is if you were pregnant, it might be the best to keep that information hidden at this time. Um, if you were pregnant, that could be why you are Nine of Swords and your partner is the Seven of Pentacles, because now you're worried to death, like what's going to happen next, and they're like, oh God, do we have enough money to do this? Like, it can be a really worrisome thing to have a child these days. Um, the shadow card to me is basically keeping things hidden. It's a strange advice card, right? But maybe it's just keeping your emotions hidden at this time. Um, Especially if you were pregnant, your emotions can go out of control, right? And so it may be in your best interest to try and keep that somehow tamed in a way, or calm, or I don't know. I don't know if that's even possible. So good luck if you're pregnant to try and keep your emotions calm. Um, Otherwise, the Empress can mean a new beginning or a new birth of something, right? So if that's the case, then it would kind of be in your best interest to keep that hidden at this time. So I think just be prepared again to be waiting a little bit, so be patient because things are going to turn out fairly. All right? So take care for now. I will let you go until October and talk to you soon.